Welcome to part 2 of how to make it through a long phrase of a song without running out of breath. I'm Sarah Templeton. I teach singing, speech, and the Feldenkrais Method. In part 1, we talked about posture or self-use. If you haven't watched that video, please do so before doing this one. The link is below. I think it's important to think about posture before breath when you're trying to address this particular issue. And that's because, to me, you shouldn't be asking something of your breathing apparatus despite what's happening with your skeleton. Your skeleton should be arranged in such a way that you can do what you need with your breath. If you have to use extra effort in your abs, for example, it's not as easy to take a good breath when you need it. And that extra contraction in your abs is probably happening because of how your rib cage is sort of stacked up over your pelvis. So now, we're ready to move on to the second piece of the puzzle, breathing. Give this little movement lesson a try. It might be quite different from other breathing techniques you've tried. Let me know in the comments after we're done. For this lesson, you'll need a yoga mat or a blanket on the floor and an extra towel or blanket to put behind your head. Like we did in the previous video, I'll play a recording of the lesson and demonstrate, but only glance at the screen if you need to. Otherwise, keep your attention on your own experience of the lesson. Please lie on your back. And notice your contact with the floor. Notice the back of your ribs on the floor, the relationship of your low back with the floor. And notice your breathing, any movement you feel in response to breathing. Which part of yourself seems to move the most easily as you breathe? Where else do you feel movement in response to breath, even if it's more subtle? And please bring your feet to standing. And imagine that you have a balloon that fills your upper torso. Imagine this balloon fills your whole rib cage. And simply imagine this balloon expanding as you inhale, easily in all directions. And you can think that the highest point of this balloon in the front is your clavicles, so you can actually feel your clavicles if you like. Those bones coming out from the sternum near your throat. And then in the back, the top of the balloon, you could think that it's the top of your shoulder blades. And the bottom of the balloon is higher in the front than the back because it's filling your rib cage and your ribs end higher in the front than the back. And this balloon includes all of your ribs, including those in your armpits. So include those in your self-image. And simply expanding this balloon just gently, not to 100% of its capacity. Maybe you could think something like 60% as you inhale. In all directions, it expands. And exhale and wait. And then inhale and expand that balloon in all directions. Just easily, softly. And each time exhaling and waiting until you feel you need to inhale again. All right, and then just let that idea go. Notice how you're breathing now. And now imagine a balloon filling your lower torso. So this balloon fills your belly, your low back, your pelvic floor. And simply imagine as you inhale, this balloon expands in all directions. Just easily, softly, not 100% of its capacity. And if you like, you can exhale and wait for a moment. And inhale, and the air goes into your lower balloon. And just let that idea go. And rest. You can lengthen your legs if you like. You can keep your feet in standing. And notice now how you breathe after those few experiments. And so you can use this idea of the two balloons in your upper torso and lower torso throughout this lesson. But from now on, I'll refer to them as your chest and your belly. So the upper balloon is your chest, the lower balloon is your belly, just for simplicity. Bring your feet to standing again, if you don't have them there already. So in a moment, when you're ready, inhale into your chest and hold your breath in as you imagine that you are passing the air from your chest to your belly, your chest to your belly. So try that when you're ready. You're going to inhale gently into your chest or the upper balloon. Hold the breath gently in as you expand the belly, expand the chest, expand the belly, expand the chest. Back and forth a few times, and then exhale. Breathe normally for a moment. You can repeat that when you're ready. So your belly is coming in and out, in and out. And anything else that wants to move to make this easier, you can move. How does the shape of your ribcage change as you do this? So very gently inhaling, but not to 100% of your capacity. Hold the breath in as you expand belly, chest, belly, chest. Just play with this. Can you bring a playful quality to this? All right, and please just pause for a moment. Let that idea go for a moment. And now in a moment when you're ready, please exhale somewhat completely, not absolutely completely. Exhale, hold the breath out as you imagine expanding your chest, your belly, your chest, your belly a couple of times, and then letting that go. So it's what we just did a moment ago, but after an exhale. So exhale comfortably. Notice how this feels different than a moment ago when you did it on an inhale. Only hold your breath out for a few moments, though, and then breathe normally for a moment, and then try it again. And can you divide your attention between what you're doing with your breathing and the rest of yourself? And notice, is there any activity in your jaw, for example, in your forehead, in the muscles surrounding your eyes? Are you doing anything extra that might interfere with an easy quality of playing around with these breathing movements? Is there some way that this can feel more pleasant to you, easier? Maybe even playful, light. All right, and when you've done all of this to your satisfaction, please rest. You can lengthen your legs if you like. You don't have to do anything special with your breath while you rest. You can simply notice. When you're ready, bring your feet to standing again. And exhale and wait. And then inhale into your chest. And exhale and expand your belly. So for the next few breaths, inhale and expand your chest gently. Exhale and expand your belly gently. Notice, is there any part of you that is not in agreement with this easy quality? How about your feet? How about your hands? How about your jaw? Inhaling and expanding your chest. Exhaling and gently expanding your belly. Are you including all the way down to your pelvic floor as you expand your belly or your lower balloon? All right. When you're ready, please rest. Bring your feet to standing if you don't have them that way already. And like we did a few moments ago, exhale and wait. Inhale into your chest. Hold in the inhale gently as you think that the air goes to your belly, your chest, your belly, your chest. So expanding one, then the other, gently, easily, as you hold the air in for a few moments. And you be the judge when you want to let go of that. Breathe normally for a couple of breaths. And then experiment again. Just playfully, easily. Can you, again, divide your attention between what you're doing with your breathing and other parts? How about your tongue? Is there anything extra happening there that doesn't need to happen for this particular movement? Can there be softness in your tongue, your jaw, your forehead? What happens when you imagine that you are smiling or close to a smile as you experiment with these possibilities for breathing? What does it feel like to be smiling or close to a smile? All right, and then please rest. Rest with your legs long if you like. If you like, you could go into a different position. your side, and observe the quality with which you rest. I hope that was interesting for you. So when we think about efficient use of the breath as singers, we can think about a balloon filled with air. We want to be able to control how much or how easily the main part of the balloon expands and shrinks. And we also want to think about the neck of the balloon. So now we're kind of moving into the realm of vocal technique, you could say. How well can we control how quickly the air escapes from the neck of the balloon? Now, this is a complex question to answer, but I'll teach you one technique in a moment using the sounds s and sh. When I teach individuals in voice lessons, we look at various consonant sounds, and I help people make those sounds more efficient and pleasant, both in terms of sensation for the singer and sound for the audience. You can actually learn how to use consonant sounds to express what the character is trying to accomplish, rather than expressing the character's desires despite the consonants getting in the way. That's an idea you can play with your own songs. But for now, let's try a little exercise that can help you learn to exhale more efficiently. All right, so just stand for a moment and notice, where do you bear weight on your feet in this moment? Is it more towards the fronts of your feet, the backs? Is it different from right to left? And intentionally collapse your arches and favor the inside edges of your feet a little bit, and then favor the outside edges of your feet a little bit. Go back and forth. It's a small movement, almost as if you're going a little too far to the inside edge and a little too far to the outside edge of your feet. And then gradually make this difference between going inward and outward, less and less and less, until you feel like you're neither inward nor outward. And notice your breathing now. So you're finding a sort of a sweet spot on your feet that's neither too far out or too far in. And imagine your lower balloon, the balloon that fills your lower torso. Inhale through your nose as you bring your arms up, kind of like a ballerina. And we're going to exhale slowly with the letter S. And as you bring your arms down, try to time it so that your hands reach your thighs just as you run out of breath, and staying tall through your spine. So here we go. Inhale through your nose into the lower balloon. Staying tall through your spine, loose knees, tall, 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 tall. Good, and notice if you squeeze at the end, and just see that you just keep it easy with no effort at the end of the breath. Let's do that one more time, into your lower balloon through your nose. Very long spine, as if someone's kind of helping you back there at the end of your parting, if you have one. All right, and one more in through your nose to the lower balloon with the letter S. Easy through your neck, long through the back of your neck. All right, now let's do a similar thing with sh, sh. Here we go. You'll notice it's faster, and that's to be expected. It's okay. Here we go. And one more time. I would suggest when you do this on your own time, you can do 7 of S and 7 of sh. Okay, thank you. So in this video, we've covered two aspects of making it through a long phrase: breath and vocal technique, specifically consonant use. Please like this video and subscribe so you can find out about the next and final video in this series, where I will talk about my favorite way of addressing getting to the end of a phrase, using your imagination as an actor. It's so amazing what that can do. I'm so excited to share it with you. If you're curious about individual online lessons with me, or about my online group classes or workshops or video courses, you can find all those links below. All right, see you soon for part 3. You don't want to miss it.